This is the Pecron Portable Power Station E2000LFP, and my honest first impression was, wow, this thing means business in terms of power and solar capability. And also, wow, it's heavy. It leans more transportable than portable, with a tough ABS shell, chunky corner bumpers, and big side handles that make short moves fine, but anything longer a chore. If you're imagining a lunchbox-sized battery, reset that picture. This is closer to a compact toolbox that weighs about 48.5 pounds. In this video, I'm focusing on how it actually behaves day to day. Key features that stood out to me are the LiFePO4 battery, the beefy 2000-watt pure sine wave inverter with 4000-watt surge, and the unusually strong solar input. A quick explainer if you're new. LiFePO4 is a battery chemistry known for safety and longevity. It can handle thousands of charge cycles while keeping most of its capacity. Pure sine wave means the AC output looks like clean household power, so sensitive electronics are safe. And WH, or watt-hours, is your gas tank size. 1920 WH roughly translates to running a steady 500-watt load for about 3 to 3.5 hours in real life once you factor in inverter overhead. From my experience, the inverter is the star. I pushed it with a 1500-watt space heater, and later a heat gun, plus a shot vac cycling on and off. It didn't flinch. Peaks near 1800 to 1900 watts were smooth, and there was no weird flicker or hesitation when loads changed fast. The fans ramped up and got loud, but the power stayed steady. For kitchen stuff, I ran a microwave for short bursts and a coffee maker in the morning, and it all worked as expected. A typical fridge cycles around 60 to 150 watts most of the time with occasional spikes, and the E2000LFP handles that easily while leaving headroom for other essentials. If your plan is to run a small window AC in the afternoon and a fridge, you'll start to see why the strong solar input matters so much.
The charging story is where this unit splits opinions. AC charging uses a large 600-watt external brick. It's clunky, it runs hot, and it has its own fan that's not shy. On the plus side, it's fast enough to go 0 to 100% in about 3.5 to 4 hours. You can buy a second identical brick and feed the unit 1200 watts, which cuts a full charge to roughly 2 hours. That's impressive, though it does mean managing a second big charger and more heat and noise. Car charging is limited to about 100 watt, which is more of a top-off while you drive than a practical full recharge strategy. Solar is where this box earns its keep. The E2000LFP accepts up to 1,200 watts of solar and includes 3 MPPT charge controllers. MPPT is the smart part that squeezes maximum power out of panels, especially when sunlight changes. 2 inputs accept higher voltage panels in the 32 to 95 volt range, which lets you wire residential-style panels in series, and 1 input is for low-voltage sources like a car. I paired 2 400-watt panels in series on 1 high-voltage input and a similar set on the other, and on a clear midday, I saw sustained input in the 800 to 1100-watt range, with dips and climbs as clouds passed. That's enough to run a meaningful daytime load while still putting charge back in. When conditions are good, I can run a few hundred watts of appliances and end up with a net positive battery by evening. It's perfect for anyone planning a solar-first setup instead of using this like a big wall-powered battery. There's also an expansion path. You can connect EB3000 external batteries to grow capacity to 8,064 watts. Those packs have their own MPPT input too, so each expansion can take solar directly. I haven't added the expansions yet, but the ports are there and the system is designed to let power flow both ways, which is smart. In my opinion, if you want to run heavy loads for hours, things like a portable AC or power tools through the afternoon, an expansion battery is where this platform really starts to feel limitless. Not everything is rosy. The always-on screen and internal electronics draw power even when you're not using the outlets. And there's no true power saving or auto-off mode. If you store it fully charged and forget about it, expect it to be dead in roughly a couple of weeks. That's a deal breaker if your plan is to stash it in a closet for emergencies. My workaround is to keep it on a panel or set a reminder to top it off every few days. But this is a real quirk you need to know about. The fans are another reality check. Under heavy load or fast charging, the unit's fans spin up and have a distinct whoosh. Add the charger brick's fan, and it's not a quiet moment. In a garage or RV bay, it's fine. In a small room, you'll notice it. The display itself is useful, showing input, output, and battery percentage, but it's dim in bright daylight, and again, it never sleeps. I ran into the 80% charge calibration issue once. The unit would show around 80% and then drop fast as if the battery disappeared. The fix that worked for me was a full discharge until it shut itself off. followed by one uninterrupted charge to 100%, and then letting the charger brick run until its light turned green. That seemed to recalibrate the BMS, and it's been accurate since. If yours acts weird around that 80% mark, try that reset before assuming the battery is failing. On the output side, I've got 4 AC sockets, plus a 30A RV-style outlet on my unit, and a generous set of DC and USB ports, including a 100-watt USB-C that handled my laptop without a separate charger. The wireless charging pad on top is handy for a phone if you get the placement right. All the port covers feel durable. Build quality overall feels solid and utilitarian. About UPS behavior, this is an EPS, not a true zero-transfer UPS. When utility power drops and the E2000LFP takes over, there's a brief switchover that can reset sensitive electronics like routers or desktop PCs. I tested by putting a small APC UPS between the Pecron and my PC, and that solved it. If you absolutely need seamless backup for computers, consider a dedicated UPS downstream. I've seen mixed notes on shipping times and support. Mine arrived in about 2 weeks, which was fine. Warranty is 1 year out of the box and can be extended to 2 years if you register within 30 days, which I recommend. I can't speak to long-term support personally, but registration took me a minute and gives some peace of mind. It's perfect for RVs, van lifers, cabin owners, and anyone who wants a compact, modular base for a solar-first setup. If your use case is a job site where you need a true 2000-watt, pure sine inverter to run tools and you can feed it with panels during the day, it makes a lot of sense. If your plan is to charge once and store it for a storm 6 weeks from now, I'd look elsewhere or keep a maintenance panel hooked up. From my experience, the best way to use the E2000LFP is to think of it as the brain of a small off-grid system, rather than a grab-and-go battery. Give it solar, cycle it daily, add an expansion if you need long runtime. Accept the fan noise and the big charger brick as part of the package. In return, you get serious AC power, clean output, and fast solar charging that most portable stations don't match. I'd recommend this for users who value solar performance and modular growth over creature comforts. If you can live with the parasitic drain, the loud fans, and the external charger, you'll appreciate how confidently it runs real appliances. If you want something light, quiet, and maintenance-free, there are easier options, but they won't touch this solar input or inverter strength at this price. In conclusion, the Pecron E2000LFP feels like a prosumer tool built for active use. The capacity is 1920 watts on its own and expandable to 8064 watts. The inverter is a tank, and the triple MPPT solar design is the standout. The trade-offs are real, especially the always-on draw and the noisy, hot charging brick. But if your plan is daily cycling with panels, this unit shines. If this was helpful, hit subscribe and drop your questions or your own experience in the comments so we can compare notes. Thank you for watching.